like to call to order the Hatfield Township Board of Commissioners regular meeting for July 24, 2024. Roll call.
President Zipfel.
Here.
Vice President Rogers.
Here.
Commissioner Andrus.
Here.
Commissioner Lestracco.
Here.
Commissioner Partha.
Here.
So as you look around the room, and those who will watch this tape will know that we have a very special evening. I was thinking that tonight is a night of celebration and recognition. We have two fantastic groups and organizations. The Chapman Scholarship, which is always one of our favorites throughout the year, and then also recognition of BAPS's North American 50th anniversary. So lots to be excited about. Before we do that, we do want to lead with our Pledge of Allegiance. I asked if some of the younger members of BAPS could lead us in the pledge. So if we would all stand, and all you need to do is say, "I pledge," and the rest of us will join right in, okay?
United States of America.
It's always an honor for us to do the pledge at the beginning of every meeting, and I have to tell you, it's so much nicer when we have friends and visitors who join us. Otherwise, we're stuck doing it, and it's not nearly as inspirational or moving. So thank you for joining us for a lot of reasons. That's one of them. So we do have a couple of housekeeping items we have to take care of first before we get to the exciting stuff. So I'll try and move through those swiftly. So is there a motion for approval of tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Andrus.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Partha. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor of approving tonight's agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that is approved. Consent items. Is there a motion to move the consent items in your agenda into the record?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Lestracco.
Second.
Second by Vice President Rogers. Those consent items include the Board of Commissioners meeting minutes of June 26, the Treasurer's report for the month of July, the bills payable, paid bills in the amount of $89,874.32, and unpaid bills in the amount of $677,932.64, the VMSC monthly report for the month of June, the North Penn Water Authority meeting minutes of May 28, and the HTMA budget report for May and June. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll call a question. All in favor of moving those into the record, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, those are moved into the record. Okay, any citizens' comments on agenda items before we get to our special items? All right, no one's running up to the podium, so we are going to start with what is one of our certainly annual and favorite recognitions of the year, and this is the Chapman Scholarship Awards handled by the Hatfield Police Benevolent Association. I believe Lieutenant Boyd is going to lead us this evening. Podium is yours, Lieutenant. This is, for those of you who don't know, these are scholarships that are granted to students from Hatfield who are pursuing a course of study that's helpful and that assists the community service in some manner. The officers will explain, and quite frankly, we view this as our highest honor in Hatfield Township, and we're awfully proud to know that this continues every year, and so thank you for coming back.
Thank you, and I have my colleague here, Bill Steinberg, who's our detective sergeant, be presenting with us tonight. I'd like to welcome everybody. Tonight we're pleased to have the opportunity to publicly recognize the recipients of the 2024 Officer William J. Chapman Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship, which is now in its 19th year, honors a colleague who was a Hatfield Township police officer for 15 years until his death in 2005, following a serious illness. Officer Chapman was not only an exemplary police officer, but was also an extraordinary man. Those who were fortunate enough to call him a friend remember his kindness, loyalty, tireless optimism, and his remarkable sense of humor. Those who met him because of his profession remember a sincere and fair officer whose efforts never strayed from serving our community with dedication and benevolence. To honor Officer Chapman and continue his legacy, his fellow officers founded this scholarship. We could think of no better way to cultivate the ideals held by Officer Chapman than by assisting students who have chosen a career that personally invests their efforts and talents back into their communities. Graduating high school seniors seeking an undergraduate degree in public service-oriented fields such as criminal justice, education, medicine, law, or social work are eligible to apply for the scholarship. The students being acknowledged tonight exemplify the spirit of the scholarship, and while we're very impressed with their scholastic accomplishments, they distinguish themselves through their outstanding personal achievements and commitment to their communities. Officer Chapman would be proud of these extraordinary young adults receiving the scholarship bearing his name. Congratulations to all of our winners, and thank you for helping honor our friends. If I could have the winners come up and talk about it. Now we're going to embarrass you a little bit. So, we have 4 total winners. One of our winners tonight, her photo is up in the slideshow, hopefully, Alexis Nice. She is attending summer session at Penn State University, so due to classes and school conflict, she wasn't able to make it to the ceremony this evening, but we were able to get her scholarship. So each of the winners receive a $1,000 scholarship in Officer Chapman's name to the school that they'll be attending. A little bit about Alexis Nice, one of our winners. She was a North Penn High School graduate and a resident of Townsend Township. While at North Penn, Alexis was a member of the Air Force Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, where she received the award for top performer, a member of the National Honor Society, the National Alliance on Mental Illness Club, and where she played varsity softball, helping North Penn to the P1AA 6A state championship in 2023. Outside of school, Alexis is an active member of the Townsend Volunteer Fire Company, earning her Firefighter 1 certification in the fall of 2023 and her EMT certification recently. Alexis is currently attending Penn State University and enrolled in their summer session, which is why she's unable to make tonight's ceremony. And on July 5th, we were able to offer Alexis her scholarship check. She's going to be pursuing a career in sports medicine and physical therapy. So congratulations to Alexis.
Next up is Karina Venture, which is right to my left. Karina is a North Penn High School graduate and resident of Hatfield Township. While at North Penn, Karina was a student representative of the Safe Schools Committee, vice president of the African American and Allies Club, founder of the North Penn Student Wellness Committee, class treasurer for Class Cabinet 2024, an AP Scholar with Distinction, and a National African American Recognized Scholar. Outside of school, Karina volunteered for the Pre-K Counts and Head Start programs, completed advocacy work with the NAACP, volunteered with the Hatfield Parks and Recreation Department, and during the summer, she worked at the Hatfield Aquatic Center. Karina will be attending Howard University, majoring in philosophy with a minor in Africana Studies on a pre-law track. Congratulations, Karina. Next up, to Karina's left, is Jordanos Lima. Jordanos is also a North Penn High School graduate and resident of Hatfield Township. While at North Penn, Jordanos is one of 24 students across the United States selected for the Citizens University Youth Collaboratory, one of 12 scholars chosen nationally for the Bezos Scholars Program, was president of the Cultural Proficiency and Equity Student Ambassadors, was president of the African American Awareness Club, a member of the National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, and a No Place for Hate ambassador. Outside of school, Jordanos volunteered at Manna on Main Street, St. Philip's Vacation Bible School, and during the summer months also worked at the front desk of the Hatfield Aquatic Center. Jordanos will be attending the University of Southern California, majoring in public policy on a pre-law track. Congratulations. And our final recipient is Belinda Leisner. Belinda is a Doc Mennonite Academy graduate and resident of Hatfield Township. While at Doc, Belinda was a member and the secretary of the National Honor Society, an AP student, a captain and all-state midfielder of the varsity soccer team, where she helped Doc secure the school's first ever state championship, a member of the Athletic Leadership Council, the Chapel Committee, and the Athletic Training Club. Outside of school, Belinda volunteers at Manna on Main Street, created and participated in youth summer sports camps, and was an Upward basketball referee and coach. In the fall, Belinda will be attending Eastern University, where she will major in exercise science, minor in biology, and following graduate studies, plans to pursue a career in sports medicine. Congratulations. Our our plaque that we will award them, and it gets displayed in the lobby of our police department with all of the past plaques.
Right, there's not a lens big enough for that. You guys gotta step up. All right, Chief, take 2 steps up.
All right, everybody's so quiet now, but this is a night of celebration. So before we get to our next celebratory moment, let me just point out that I am always remarkably impressed with the recipients of our scholarship. Year after year, it seems like one of the officers and I were just talking, the resumes get even more impressive. I find that they have done in just, up to their high school careers more than most people will do in a lifetime, or most of a lifetime. They are such great, recipients and just representatives of Hatfield. We're just so proud of them. And yet again, for all the young ladies here, the ladies led the day. All four were young women from the area. And so this has got the second year in a row. And so the guys need to, kick it in and get working and do some good stuff. And we've got a crowd here who maybe some of that means something too. So, in a few years maybe or so, you could be up here and be the recipient as well. So thank you for being here and enjoying this with us. So, all right, our second recognition is the recognition of BAPS North America 50th anniversary. So I'm going to go down to the podium. I'd ask if Kamlesh, you're here somewhere. Mr. Patel, if you would join me at the podium and maybe bring some others, that maybe who else would like to join me at the podium as recognition. So Kamlesh and I have known each other for many years, so I say this with a smile on my face. He's entirely right. This is a much better looking crowd. And I love that it is, the next generation of BAPS, because one of the things I was going to say, we have a recognition for you, we have a small gift for you, but I was going to start off by saying that not only what a fantastic community you are, what a great temple you have, but one of the things that I have just been unbelievably impressed with for so long is you always have the next generation learning, being a part of every community event that you organize. Great example is the charity walk that I'm going to mention in a second. I noticed this year that the next younger generation was in a lot of leadership positions. And it's tough enough for people to organize an event and have regular annual participation, and then to have the young kids, the sons and daughters of those who were the leaders and continue to be the leaders, but were the leaders of that event, to hand the mantle off to the next generation. It's just an unbelievable and impressive thing to see. As an organization or as a temple, I will tell you, for those who are unfamiliar with BAPS, which is right down the road, not far from here, I mean this when I say that they are one of the most giving and involved organizations that is in Hatfield, if not the most involved. Every year, they have a charity walk that raises money for, it's just at this point, it's untold number of recipients. And it's outside of their regular community. It's not for their temple. I mean, just this year, it was for the Hatfield Police. Years ago, there was the volunteer fire companies. I was lucky enough to be a participant in this in a number of years. The Hatfield Garden of Health was a recipient. One that's close to my family is the Make-A-Wish program. We had a family member who participated in that, and then that very same year that I participated, where they were recipients of a very healthy check from your temple, Make-A-Wish was the recipient. And the Mitzvah Circle, I'm a little embarrassed to say there's a picture that you're going to see in something that we have for you that's from a number of years ago, and I'm in it, and it's from 2015. I'm like, wow, that's about 9 years ago, aging myself, and yet I remember standing there with the big check that said Mitzvah Circle. And these are things that are done from your heart. It's done to make connections to other communities, and there really aren't many organizations or groups, communities that are doing that anymore. A couple other things that I just think are wonderful and should deserve recognition. The BAPS Health and Wellness Day. what a big, I mean, that was, people from all parts of the community would show up. You had, not only medical testing, but you had a chiropractor who lives not far from me, and just wellness and information for anyone and everyone who came in from the neighborhood or surrounding area. They were the recipient of it. And then, of course, Diwali celebration. I think that there's easily a few hundred or more people. It gets bigger and bigger, and now there's tents, and it's one of the best celebrations that you'll see in all of Hatfield. So we are just honored that you are a part of our community. So when we learned that this is BAPS North America's 50th anniversary, of course, without hesitation, we said we would love to be a part of that recognition. So we have two things for you this evening. And I'll read the proclamation, and then I'll give you the special item, and then we'll take photographs. Of course, if any of the kids wants to speak, you're absolutely entitled to. I figured I'd get that reaction from them. They're all like, no, no, Tom, there'll be no talking tonight from us. That's okay. But let me read the proclamation first. So, whereas the Hatfield Township Board of Commissioners desire to recognize BAPS North America on its 50th year of faith and service in the United States. And whereas over the last 50 years, BAPS has grown to over 100 mandirs across the United States. That's incredible, by the way. Whereas these mandirs offer a welcoming and spiritual space for thousands of families, as well as worship, fellowship, communal meals, education, and activities for young and old, creating a true home for the faithful. And whereas BAPS Mandirs offer youth activities that encourage and mold young people to live lives of integrity and character that reflect our highest ideals. Whereas BAPS Mandirs have a storied history of helping immigrants to the United States retain their connection to their faith, but fully embrace and join in American civic life. And whereas BAPS Mandirs add to the rich tapestry of diversity that makes America and Hatfield a beautiful place to call home. Whereas the BAPS Mandir in Hatfield is a proud example of how houses of worship contribute to the well-being of their congregants and local communities. Whereas the BAPS Mandir in Hatfield hopes to serve its congregants and local community with even greater zeal for the next 50 years and beyond. Resolved that Hatfield Township congratulates BAPS North America and declares August 4th, just a few days from now, as BAPS Day in Hatfield, Pennsylvania. Proclaimed and presented this 24th day of July 2024 on behalf of the entire Hatfield Township Board of Commissioners and 18,000 residents who are regular recipients of your kindness and generosity. Congratulations, 50 years more and beyond. Thank you for being such a great part of our community. Okay, so there's no better way to say thank you and to mark the night, hopefully for a long period of time, than to find mildly embarrassing pictures of not only Hatfield Township commissioners, but also some of your members of your Mandir. Put them in a beautiful frame. Hopefully they stay on the wall, and 50 years from now, you all will look back and say, first, who are these old people? And second, hopefully you might say, hey, you know what? I was there the night that Hatfield Township gave this to us and marked the day. So congratulations. I hope this hangs in a place of honor. We really appreciate everything. We're going to go right there to the well.
much. They're gonna Photoshop you anyway.
We're gonna Photoshop you out.
I just want to say a few short words of a thank you. So for all the Hatfield Township board members, council members, and all the attendees here today, on behalf of BAPS, we are profoundly honored to receive this proclamation from Hatfield Township, not only to recognize the 50 years here dedicated from service in North America, but 18 years locally celebrating Hatfield Township. This acknowledgement is incredibly meaningful and deeply with full gratitude we accept this honor and support and recognition. Over the decades, our journey has been marked with commitment of serving our community and also working together and helping everyone. And this proclamation not only celebrates our past achievements, truly, but more importantly, it inspires our youth to continue with vigor and dedication to continue to serve our community. We are proud to be part of this with such a supportive and engaged township team members here that we like to call our BAPS family as well. And we will hope to continue years of collaboration and progress. Thank you once again. And on behalf of our BAPS Hatfield Township team members, we honor and greatly invite you all to come to BAPS Akshardham that was recently built and inaugurated last year in Robbinsville, New Jersey, and we'd be honored to take you there as well. So thank you.
I've been on the board for a number of years, and I have to tell you, I don't remember that we've ever had a day for a part of a community or a temple or a church or something. So I think this is a first in Hatfield as well, and what a great temple to be the recipient of that as well. So you're breaking a little ground as well in that area, and we're just so happy that you joined us this evening. Now, I'll be completely honest. We have a meeting that we're going to jump to, and some people, we understand if you are going to leave. It is fine. You are welcome to stick around. You do not need to. Do not feel compelled. It's a kind of a larger group. We'll give everybody a moment or two if they would like to step out and maybe take some photos. We totally understand. Keep in mind, you're always a welcome guest. We're here on the second and fourth Wednesday. Sometimes it gets lonely. That's why there's begging involved. So, you don't even have to call ahead. No reservations necessary. Just show up. So we'll take a minute or two, and then thank you again.
Wow. There were two.
Shake my hand. Next thing you know, everyone runs.
Fundraiser.
All right, for the hundreds of people that remain at our meeting this evening, we'll move rapidly into our committee reports. Okay, Planning and Zoning Committee, Vice President Rogers.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Right, we are moving swiftly. Public Works Committee.
President, I just wanted to mention that the paving of the roads regarding Public Works will begin at some point in August, and we'll talk about that more next month, and I'll have some pictures to show Public Works related for the update.
Okay. Parks and Recreation Committee, Commissioner Lestracco.
Okay, thank you, President Zipfel. I have a little bit of a lengthy report, but I'm going to summarize as quick as I can. For our Parks and Rec programs, we have fall fitness classes coming up, so keep an eye on our website for that. There are also seminars, Know Your Medicare Options, which is Thursday, September 19th at 6:30 here at the Township Building. Also a seminar on composting, Turning Garbage into Gold. Tuesday, November 12th is that seminar at 6 p.m. also here at the Township Building. Some events coming up, July 26th. That's this Friday. That's two days from now. Friday, July 26th, 6 to 8 p.m. at School Road Park. We're going to have our pop-up event, which is rescheduled from May, and that will be fun fields, bringing exercise and fun and movement, obstacle courses, games, and music. Again, that's Friday, this coming Friday, July 26th. We also have Music Feast concert series, and that will be August 5th and August 19th. So be looking out for that on our website. Mark your calendars. Also, National Parks and Recreation Month celebration. That will be Friday, August 9th at 6 p.m. That will include football, bubbles, parachute activities, obstacle course, crafts, and a whole lot more fun. Lots of activities that day. And also followed by our movie in the park, and that's at 8 p.m. So you can come out August 9th at 6 p.m., and then the movie will be The Avengers at 8 p.m. We also have some other movies coming up. Nope, that's our last one. Never mind. Dash and Splash 5K. That will be coming up August 14th. That's a Wednesday night, 7 p.m., and you'll meet us at the Hatfield Aquatic Center. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Okay, good
That's
report.
it. Yeah.
Public Safety Committee, Commissioner Partha.
Thank you. Thank you. So on June 15, officers took part in Juneteenth celebration at Plains Park on Orvilla Road. On June 22nd, officers were on hand for the 110-year anniversary celebration at Didon's Green House in Hatfield Borough. On June 26th, officers took part in an event at the Friendship House Child Daycare Center on Cowpath Road. On June 28th, officers had a great time at the Friday night fun event at our Amazing Aquatic Center. Of course, it's an Amazing Aquatic Center. And July 15, officer participated in the North Penn Police Athletic League Summer Camp at our own School Park. On July 21st, officers shared conversation with the shoppers at our Hatfield Giant during a Coffee with a Cop event, and that is a fun. Thank you.
Okay. All right, one final report. Finance Committee, Commissioner Andrus.
Thank you. The Township Auditor Julie Davis will be here at next month's board meeting on August 28th to go over the 23 audit with the board and the public. We are looking forward to her report. For the new board members, don't hesitate to ask Julie any questions you might have about the Township's annual audit. Halfway through the year, I wanted to give a quick snapshot of where the Township is from a budget standpoint. Real estate taxes for general fund were budgeted at $3.7 million, and we've collected $3.5 million, and we expect it to be right at the budget at year end. Transfer tax is lower than we were from last year, but still on pace to reach the budget at $600,000. Local service collection, tax collection is right at the same pace as last year and as budgeted. Building permit fees are slightly less than last year at this time, but also expect to meet the budget expectations. And on the expense side, this year's expense is a little higher than last year, mostly based on timing of certain payments, and we expect to finish here at the budget amount. The formal budget process will begin in August at the staff level, and then the commissioners will hold a public workshops in October to discuss goals for 2025.
Okay, another good report. We're moving right along to our action item. We have one. This is the fall leaf pickup bid results came in. Aaron, do I need to, pretty self-explanatory. I can take the motion unless you have a slide. No, no slide for this?
I have a few things to say. Do you want to start with the motion?
I'll take the motion. Okay, yep. Is there a motion to award the bid to JP Mascara and Sons for $123,804?
So moved.
Motion by Vice President Rogers, second by Commissioner Andrus. And now we have 2 or 3 items.
Thank you. So we're doing the leaf pickup bids a little bit differently than we have in the past. The annual amount finally last year made it over the threshold that would require us to bid out the service. Quotes and the price increased over the years. So last year, as we went over the price, we decided for 24 and moving forward would bid rather than just per year. Let's do a 3-year, try to get a better price. The contractor that is the low bidder here, Mascaro and Sons, had the contract last year and did a really good job. They were the first hauler that actually had GPS devices on all of their trucks and were able to track where they were, which helped us when we would receive phone calls about pickups being missed that we could confirm. And the 3-year agreement benefited us financially as well with the increase over the next few years of only paying and our cost moving forward for the next 3 years. So I think that was the right move, and we'll do it again in 3 years. And thanks to Scott Hutt for putting all the bid documents together and leading the process.
That's great. Thank you, Scott. Any questions or comments?
I assume we're paying out annually, the $41,141?
Questions from our vast audience? No questions from the crowd. All right, any questions or comments? Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll call a question. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that is approved. Township Manager's Report. Aaron.
Mr. President, you asked for slides, and I have slides.
I
All
knew
right.
we had slides.
I know you wanted some.
Who did not have slides? I'm not sure how we would all get through the evening.
We have to depend on the chief.
I have slides.
Just a few hundred to go through, nothing. First item, update on the connector road, which we all in this room are well aware of, as well as former Commissioner Masser in the audience is well aware of a project that's been discussed for decades, finally got underway a few years ago. Yellow is the vicinity of the road. That's some bad news for motorists coming through Hatfield beginning Monday. Section of Cowpath and Township line where the connector runs through will be closed. All eastbound traffic. So if you're coming from Franconia and you're coming through Hatfield, you're going to have to use this detour beginning Monday for 96 days. At the contract, you're going to have to go down Beck to Elroy to Durstein. Tricky maneuver. Again, this is a project, one that we've been anticipating and looking forward to. Progress, and with these projects comes some headaches on a short-term level. Monday, if you're heading now from Hatfield to Franconia, that movement will still be open throughout the duration. So it's the folks that are coming the other way from Franconia bound. If you're coming truck detour, that will take trucks to 309 rather than through the neighborhood. Signage for that, whether or not they apply, we'll see. Something that we're going to have to pay attention to. That happens Monday. Project, and I have some pictures. This project's expected to finish fall 5, so we're getting there. If you haven't been out there, sound wall's up. Mind too, this sound wall, the design and the colors were picked by the neighbors. I'd engaged the neighbors years ago and let them choose. Township line portion that's currently under. Picture, because this is why the connector road's being built off of local roads. Bigger road that will get you right to the turnpike, which will residents in Hatfield. That happens Monday. So keep that in mind as you are navigating through Hatfield. Next project update, as the commissioners know, and we were out there a few months ago to do the groundbreaking. Clemens Park renovation has begun. This is an aerial shot. of the park itself. The clearing's done. Pipes are starting to be delivered. You see them there. This project's a little quicker than our police station project. This is expected to be done this fall with probably a ribbon cutting in the spring, just when everything. Going to move quickly now that the earthwork has begun. Another big project, and by the way, as you drive through Hatfield, there's a lot going on. A lot of projects, a lot of things that we've been talking about for many years. You see it. Exciting for a lot of us. Police station project underway a few weeks ago. We had the groundbreaking for that a few months ago, and we sat and waited, and we finally got all the needed permits, and now they're moving. And once they get out, pretty quickly. And this drone image gives you a good sense of the site. Still a lot of nature area north of that is preserved. Everything you see there that's green will remain green. Again, this is a site that was going to be redeveloped by a strip mall when the commissioners were able to pick up during COVID at a very favorable price, at a very low interest rate. Took advantage of that, and now we get to move our police into a nice outpath. So you'll probably see Chief's head in one of these pictures because he's been there a few times.
A couple times every hour or so.
I can see the reflection, actually.
Broke and trashed after this. But you can see clearly the road to our villa, the layout, the site, an opportunity to make our nature area more accessible, better too. So we'll give ongoing updates on this project to the board. We're going to have a construction camera on site that will take an image every few seconds that will be able to play at a fast speed to see the entire building built. There are clips of that on our website and Facebook page. And we're going to continue with drone imagery. Be all over this project. It's not often you get to build a new police station. Another angle. You can see the nature. Lastly, update. Just commissioners and the public. We just began a project with a local. Which was recently awarded a grant to put together a bike plan for Hatfield Township and Hatfield Borough. So we are partnering with the borough. We will be doing a lot of public outreach. The goal plan is bike path plan throughout the township with some signage giving people that like to bike a safe route. Again, the process with the striping on Durstein that we talked about last meeting, which will happen next month. We're going to be looking for volunteers throughout the community to participate. We already have a few that have been giving back. And then there's also going to be some recommendations for maybe some structure improvements similar to Hatfield, more walkable, more bikeable, safer, better. Going through that process, employees from TMA will be at Rocktoberfest and some of our other festivals getting feedback. Like where they feel unsafe biking, what they would like to see. As we're going through that, will hopefully then lead to some cyclists up here on the dais, possibly in the audience, but I know there's a lot in our community for sure.
Right.
So I have, commissioners.
That's great stuff. Solicitor's report, Mr. Solicitor. Okay, that's good to hear from you. Citizens' comments. Comments. All right. No one from the large crowd is running up to the podium. I'm looking at one of them. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn, unless Ray has something. So you're going to hate me for this, but... No, you absolutely can, but we need you to go to the podium for two reasons. One is because we can't hear you all that clearly from that far, and also then it makes its way into our report. No, we could kind of hear you. By the way, how's your family doing? Everybody good?
Good. How about you?
Good.
Yeah, so I live in off of Jody Sue, and Anthony kind of comes behind the back of like that little area. I don't know what it's exactly. But the house behind us was recently bought by FEMA, and the resident has now moved out. Everyone has their idea of what's going to happen to it, but being that my backyard backs up to their backyard, I'd really like to know what the plan actually is, because I've heard it's going to be drainage, which would be a nightmare because we already have a lot of flooding. There's going to be a park bench. I've heard everything. So I'd like to know what the actual, and that was one of my reasons for coming, was to try to know what was really going to happen to that.
Great question. So recently, the township acquired the property. We were waiting for the property owners to move out, which I think they just did.
They did, yeah, I know. Yeah, she moved.
Bringing in the keys tomorrow. So the plan is to demo the house and leave it.
What does that, I need like more
We will
details.
grade it and we will seed it, and it'll be grass. Potentially, if you want trees planted, we can do that. But really, the purpose was to mitigate future floods and hazards to that homeowner. So the home will be gone. The area will be open space owned by the township in perpetuity. As far as improvements, we can certainly talk to you about
Okay,
that you may want to see. What we have budgeted and funded through FEMA was acquire, demo, seed.
okay,
So if you have certain trees you'd like to see planted or certain features you'd like to see added, we'd be happy to accommodate you.
okay, so how would I go about that?
You can reach out to me. I can give you my card after the meeting, and we can
Yeah, that
come
would
out to
be-
your house and talk about it.
Okay, that sounds, yeah, I definitely think some tree, I mean, because all the water from the creek would fill up her house, so now it potentially, if it's just it's just gonna, and there's a storm drain that's gonna be left there?
You're not removing any storm facilities.
Okay, because her yard had a storm drain in it, like a very large storm drain.
How about we meet in the field? We'll meet you out there. We'll walk it.
Sounds good,
And whatever your
yeah.
concerns are, we'll address them.
All right,
Okay?
What's your address?
mine is 2451 Jody Sue Lane. It's the corner of Jody Sue and Anthony. But we spend a lot of time outside, and we just don't, we already have some flooding things that we've tried to take care of and keep as many trees as possible to try to, but I have a bad feeling that could create, I just don't want it to create a problem. So,
Whatever we do is meant to help the community. So we will not do anything that if we think it's going to detrimentally affect the neighboring property.
okay,
Okay?
well, that's
And we
good.
can
Yeah,
talk
no,
that
I
through together.
appreciate now. So I'll get your card, and then we can figure out a time, or, yeah, that works. Sounds
And I'll come too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure my husband will want to participate too. He didn't
That'd
want
be
to
great.
come to the meeting because I don't know, he didn't want to. But I said, we got to figure this out because, it's important if we ever want to sell our house. It'd be nice to know what's going to be going on. Not that we are selling our house, but it would be nice to know, like,
I'm glad you came.
yeah. Well, thank you. Had some company, so it was good.
Great. Thank you. All right, any other citizens' comments? All right, if not, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Vice President Rogers, second by Commissioner Stracco. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor of adjournment, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, we're adjourned. Thanks for coming out, folks.